ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to get underway. They're going to find their seats and remember to enjoy the show. Thank you.
Everything's fun.
Nice and dandy. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Coming of Age.
Welcome. How do you do?
This is a podcast about movies. And on today's episode, we have Dan Joplin.
Hey!
Hi there, Dan. How you doing?
Hi, Daniel.
Well, fantastic. And over here, we have Chase Cummins.
Hi, I'm here.
It's a very somber episode.
It's the tone of the movie, man.
Oh, dude, a fucking movie looked like a fucked up face.
What's with all that time-lapse shit?
And my name's Alan Loosebrock. Welcome to the show, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about My Own Private Idaho. And this is going to be...
It's our final finale to the namesake month, the coming-of-age genre.
Yes.
Which you can expect to hear more episodes in this theme, because we'll probably do it again next year.
Yes, and next in a year.
In a year. You'll know. You'll hear more of these. But for now, it's the finale.
And we'll talk about the movie and decide whether it fits the genre or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this one's quite there.
I've seen it in little word blurbs on the internet, so it has to be true. We start off the episodes, talking about some things we've seen recently. So, has anyone seen anything that they care to share?
I started watching Amazon original television show Jack Ryan, starring Jim Halpert, and it's all right. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty entertaining. Great action.
Did he have any other credits other than acting in it?
Not that I noticed. I think he's just the star.
Wow,
Just the lead.
He's a star.
He did not write it. He did not create it, and he is not directing it.
Nice. So is it any good?
Yes, it actually is really good.
That's why.
Yeah, well, I mean, his one foray into directing is well regarded by many and is actually a piece of trash. So it's unfortunate.
Go listen to our Quiet Place episode.
You will understand why we think that after you've listened.
What else do we talk about on that episode?
The House of the Devil.
Ah, good movie.
Yeah, we followed it up with a good horror movie.
Had to split it up. Well, right on. Doesn't sound like something I'm gonna watch, but
Take it or leave it. It's not perfect, and it's got some problematic depictions of Islamic and French and other kinds of people, like just everybody that's not an American.
Oh, hello, Jack Ryan.
Oh, Jim.
But it's got
Bon voyage. What are you doing here?
Bon voyage, motherfucker. Because that is kind of the tone of the show. It's very actiony. In the last 10 minutes of every episode, you can count on something actiony happening.
Cliffhanger.
Not
Something
really.
blown
No
up.
cliffhangers, right?
Cliffhangers, but not anything.
Zero
that you're like-
cliffhangers. You heard it here first,
How many explosions per episode?
The first one is stacked with them. The rest of them are more like there's a couple in each episode, but it's more
Okay, but you're gonna get a couple explosions per episode.
most of the time.
Okay. EPE.
Yeah.
Explosion per episode.
Yeah.
Just like the explosion sound, like off camera. It's like Wet Hot American
Counts.
Summer.
It counts.
Counts. Another explosion. No, there's at least one, I would say, in every episode, probably two, and then some of them have 50. So
Yeah.
I have one episode left, but it's pretty decent. It's not a bad show. Wendell Pierce is great in it. He's the guy from The Wire, the McNulty's partner in The Wire.
I never watched The Wire, and it took too long. And then someone was like, "You really got to watch The Wire." And then I was like, "I'm gonna watch The Wire." And then I was like, "There's so much of this Wire."
It's only 5 seasons. It's 50 episodes.
I know. I know. You know, things keep
That
on coming
and
out.
Oz, like never
yeah.
watched Oz.
Exactly.
And, like, I
I-
just
yeah.
feel like I'm never gonna end up watching Oz. I should.
Let me
I
say
should
this.
watch Oz.
Okay, let me say this. Oz, you can skip. The Wire is arguably the greatest show ever made. So, like, that argument is easy
Yeah.
to make.
It's The Wire, Oz, and Sopranos. Those are 3 things that I have not watched.
What? Okay, skip Oz. Fuck Oz. Watch The Sopranos.
I wish you would have said, "All right, skip The Wire. The Wire doesn't fucking matter. Watch The Sopranos."
You gotta watch The Sopranos.
Sopranos is the best goddamn show.
It's really good.
We
We all know it's really good.
Yeah, I almost started like I'm like literally on season 1, episode 5 from like 2 years ago. And,
I'm disappointed right now.
Same, Chase, same spot over here. I'm probably season or episode like 3 or 4.
I don't know if I can continue working on the podcast anymore. You guys
really,
have to
that's
watch.
awesome. Well, Dan, we got a podcast.
Dope.
Y'all have to watch The Wire and The Sopranos, and then we can continue.
Chase is gonna start a better, bigger podcast with a full cast and crew, and it's gonna have a better name. Something with some pep, some zing.
I'm gonna sell out and replace both of you.
The Chase Cummins Family Show.
Where friends are welcome, except for those 2 guys that I started this with.
Hey everyone, my name's Chase Cummins, and yes, I'm wearing a red and white checkered shirt. Can't see it, but welcome to the show.
Jeez, Cummins, my family.
That's the best one. No one used that one in high school. It was always Chase Cummins, my butt.
Yeah, and it's like, well, okay, well,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
It's your butt that I just came in.
Yeah, that makes you gay. It's that South Park. I sucked his balls, guys. Makes him gay. No,
Yeah.
idiot.
No.
That makes you gay.
So I saw. Have you guys seen Carnage?
Carnage.
It's up on Prime. Carnage.
no.
Roman Polanski with Christoph Waltz, John C. Reilly, Kate Winslet,
What?
and Jodie Foster.
It was in my watch list,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah, I haven't watched
Yes,
it
it
yet.
was.
I added it because I was
Yeah.
like, Roman Polanski with those people. He's a problematic person, but he makes great movies.
When was this made?
2011.
Really?
Yeah, it's about like they're John C. Reilly and Jodie Foster are the parents of a kid who gets hit with a stick by Christoph Waltz and Kate Winslet's son. And then this is them having a little resolution meeting or just like, meeting up to talk about it. And Jodie Foster's super like writing papers on Darfur and shit. And just like, okay, let's write up this little, here's our statement. Here's our statement of what happened. Then you'll write up your statement, blah, blah, blah. And John C. Reilly's like, it's a sweet, like lovey, like sweet seeming dad and everything. Christoph Waltz is like all businessman and everything, but like everybody's being polite and shit. But then it's a full 90 minutes in just one room, and they almost get to leave like 5 times and then get drawn back in, and it's just so painful. It's so painful and just so great because they just devolve. It like was adapted from a
Exterminating Angel
play.
That's
Yeah.
an Exterminating Angel by Louis Buñuel. It's a bunch of people show up, a bourgeoisie people show up for a dinner party, and then inexplicably they can't leave the room. Can't figure out why they can't leave the room. Keep trying to leave the room, and outside a riot starts, and it's like. Yeah, and then the whole movie they just devolve. They become like monsters inside this room.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's that, but with 2 parents like discussing the fight between some kids.
Well, that's fucking awesome. I did not know that was what the plot was.
Yeah, it's really good, dude. Like, highly recommend.
That's awesome. I would love to watch it.
Yeah.
That's on Amazon?
Yeah, it's on my Prime.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I think it's part of the like Tribeca shortlist or something selection. I've subscribed to like $30 worth of different like movie channels so I can get the best movies on Amazon Prime.
God,
Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you for that. You're
Roman
welcome.
Polanski is 85 years old.
Yeah, he's old as fuck.
It's an old man.
He was in his like 30s or 40s
I know.
when he was married
I
to
was
Sharon
wondering.
Tate.
I had to look it up.
Yeah.
I was like, that guy's got to be old.
Yeah, he's really old. I think he must have been in his 30s when he was married to Sharon Tate. In the 60s.
Man. Speaking of Roman Polanski, I listened to an interview with Paul McCartney today, and he was talking about Helter Skelter and Charles Manson.
Paul McCartney was?
Yeah, there's a WTF interview
Oh,
with
sweet.
Mark Maron. Fucking awesome that he got to interview Paul McCartney. No, this isn't a movie thing, but it'll transition into a movie thing, kind of. And he was talking about how, you know, how Charles Manson, obviously, like the whole Helter Skelter thing, like written on the doors and stuff, like in blood.
Yeah.
Like Paul McCartney was like that was like a song I wrote, and that was insane to see like it literally become the anthem for murder.
That's crazy.
And I was like, oh my God, this interview is wild. I was like, this is awesome hearing this. And he's just like talking about like I really couldn't play it anymore. I just like out of respect, like you can't like be like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, Helter Skelter, yeah! Like, and he was like, so I like kind of retired it for like a couple years. And then he's like, you know what? Fuck that guy. Like, that's my song. I wrote that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like play it. And like he like slowly like I don't know. I think it was just like a one day kind of thing. He was like, fuck that shit. And like came back and like brought it back.
Play
He
the
was,
song.
like, re-owned it.
Yeah.
Re-owned his own song. I thought that was super interesting to hear. Just
That is super
I haven't
fascinating.
heard like the reaction that like the
Yeah,
Beatles had to that.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone ever asked. Like,
I'm sure
Someone
I'm
probably
sure
did,
during at the time there was a lot of
but then
backlash towards the Beatles.
Oh, well, there definitely
You know?
was. They broke up, and it's like the waiter that year. Like, but like '69, there weren't a lot of like the way the interview culture is now and social media and all that stuff. Like, you didn't have a lot of people just like running down to ask someone a question like that immediately.
Yeah, Mark Maron was just ran down the street and asked him,
Yeah.
Paul McCartney, we gotta know.
Please tell us, how did you react when Charles Manson used your song?
It's a really good interview though, if anyone's interested, because it literally like I had to stop myself from turning off the interview and just turning on all the music that they were talking about, and especially like Paul McCartney and the Beatles as well. But like they just
And
talk
Wings.
about they just talk about the Stones and like the relationship between the Beatles and the Stones, and then like Paul McCartney just talks about Brian Wilson coming over to his house and like putting on Good Vibrations for the first time, and like he's talking about like the reason that they made Sgt. Pepper's was just a response to Pet Sounds.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I love this. I just want to turn this off and like listen. And I listen to the Beach Boys and Paul McCartney and the Beatles like all day.
That's
I
awesome.
was like, this is fucking awesome.
That's I did not know that Sgt. Pepper's was written as a response to.
I didn't know it was a response.
Sounds.
I knew that they
It's like they were
obviously
challenged.
like, because Pet Sounds is like regarded as the first like concept album,
Yeah.
and Sgt. Pepper's is like very close
Yeah.
to being like, you know,
It is a concept album,
at the
yeah.
beginning of like concept albums being a thing.
Yeah.
You know, so like it came shortly after, but I just know I knew that they probably had been like, oh, look at that, look at what the Beach Boys did. That's cool, but it was more like a friendly camaraderie kind of like,
Yeah.
hey,
It was
that's
like,
cool.
oh
We're
my
gonna
God.
do it.
Yeah,
Like-
I never thought about making an album that way, where you have like all of these like abstract things like playing, like going on in the design of the music, and then like being like, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. But speaking of
Distinctly different, like
Paul
sounding
McCartney,
albums.
Helter Skelter, and Charles Manson. Charles Manson was cast. Or I mean, Charles Manson was cast. That's hilarious. What's the guy's name? Harriman. Damon Harriman
Something like that.
was cast as Charles Manson in 2 separate projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think I posted that from our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You posted it, and you posted it on Instagram.
Yeah, and I accidentally
Separately.
posted the wrong thing because Matt Smith also got fucking cast as Charles Manson in something else.
In a biopic.
Yeah, so I looked it up and posted that, and like was like Quentin Tarantino's got his Charles Manson, and then people were like, no, it's not that, it's this guy. And I'm like, oh, why is there so many fucking Charles Manson projects going on? What the hell?
Because he just died.
I get what
His life rights
Hey man,
became
well you
available.
got
so
a response.
weird.
You know, you got a response. So that's what counts.
Yeah, did you ever watch Mindhunter?
Mindhunter. I avoided watching Mindhunter for a long time because I thought it was just like Mindhunter. Like it sounded like a
Chris
fucking
Angel?
Fox. It's no, it sounded like a Fox show about like a psychic detective that gets canceled after half a season. And then like I heard him talk about it, I think on last podcast, and then I was like, oh, okay, that sounds kind of cool. And then I actually watched
Got
it.
the
And yeah,
Henry
no, it's dope.
Zabrowski stamp of approval.
Gold stars, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some Charles Manson shit. We were talking about earlier, like how he's playing like two different periods of Charles Manson's life because he got cast in that Quentin Tarantino movie where it's literally like 1969,
It's 1969.
like during the events of the crazy shit, like cult leadership.
Yeah.
And then in Mindhunter, he's like in prison
almost 20
being
years later.
interviewed like,
In like
as an
the-
older man.
Yeah, in the
And
late
it's-
70s,
and
early
it's just
80s.
like, oh, like what the, like you're gonna play
When he
both
does the,
these roles.
Is that when he does the Scatman shit?
Yeah.
The
I don't. I think that was even later. I think that was like towards the end of the '90s, maybe early 2000s. Even like that's like when he did that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that was much later. So
That was
but
some
like
good
I'm I don't think I think we'll get some good content still. You don't have to worry about it.
He made some. Remember what? Look at your game, girl. Look at your game, girl.
Yeah.
The fucking Charles Manson. Yeah, no, he's
He
decent.
made decent music in the 60s
Yeah.
before he got crazy and inspired a bunch of people to go murder other humans.
Yeah,
He was
then
literally like
learned how to
friends with
scat
like
after
the
that.
Beach Boys.
What else are you going to do in
But
prison?
like, you know, some of them hated them, but
yeah.
like, well, I think there was like one particular Beach Boy who was like hanging out with Charles Manson, and Brian Wilson's like, I don't like that guy. Like, don't hang out with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy that he was so connected to so many celebrities. Like, I mean, he had people who were like,
well, because he was trying to be one so
Yeah, he's-
bad. Like
yeah.
he was. That's
that's what he wanted.
and yeah. So like yeah, he was in the fringes of the circles and shit. But
Well,
just-
there were famous actors in his group. Like one of the murderers was a guy who's in a bunch of Kenneth Anger movies
Oh, yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, for
like
sure.
yeah, they were like people who were having successful careers in acting join him. And one of the main murderers is you can go see his movies. They're good movies.
I mean, for the thing to have happened that did happen, you know, like you kind of got to be in that crew.
Yeah, kind of. It's so strange that like one of the guys who killed Sharon Tate or was in the house. He's in like 4 Kenneth Anger movies. These like crazy experimental films that we should definitely all watch. They're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like, and he was successful, and then he just like, you know, murdered his colleague or helped.
whoops.
Oops.
Oopsie daisies, I slipped and you fell on my knife.
8 times.
I'd like to talk about Venom for a second. We talked about Carnage. Let's talk about Venom.
That's what I was hoping was John C. Reilly was going to turn into Carnage like, halfway through this movie.
Roman
but it
Polanski
didn't
just
happen.
does like a
Didn't
Spider-Man
happen.
villain origin
Also,
story.
That's small spoiler. Didn't happen.
Damn it.
God damn it.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
It was like fan film. Cool. Who's this Roman Polanski's?
I will say this for our fans out there. We do not condone Roman Polanski. He needs to go to jail. He should have gone to jail.
But until he doesn't,
I'm gonna
we should just like keep making movies. You know, like that'd be all right though.
Making me movies.
I'm still gonna watch them. Like people get pissed
I'm
off on the
so
internet. Like, I
excited
can't
to
believe people
support
watch
that
his
guy's
movies.
movie.
He just
5 stars on him.
He may be a terrible person, but he made great films.
Yeah. Okay, so Venom. There is a tidbit that I heard in an interview with Tom Hardy, which we can go into other aspects of this movie. But Tom Hardy was talking about channeling his, like, the way he was going to portray talking to himself, like talking to Venom, essentially.
Yeah.
He said that he was channeling Woody Allen's neurosis, like as he was walking through the city, like, and you can
kind of see that in
kind
the
of hear
trailer
it because he's got that New York accent, but like the New York accent's really weird in Tom Hardy. Like the all the trailers that have been released, I'm just like, like
What the fuck is that?
That's weird coming out of Tom Hardy's mouth. But like hearing it that way, I'm like, no, he's just trying to be Woody Allen. Like, what the hell? So weird.
I'm okay with that choice. I just thought about this now though, and that Tom Hardy's doing a movie where he's talking to something that's in his head, and the guy who looks like Tom Hardy just did a movie where he's talking to something
That's true,
that's in his
yes.
head,
Yeah.
which we just did an episode on. If you would like to listen to it, it's Upgrade.
Going steady.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you want to see that movie, Dan? Half.
I mean, I'll probably see
I'm
it.
gonna-
I'll probably see it. You
In
know,
theaters?
like
You gonna see?
Yeah.
You gonna see? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah, I haven't gotten rid of Movie Pass yet for some reason. I just haven't canceled it yet. So I guess
Are they still-
I guess
Are they
I'll
still
see it.
functioning?
Is it still working? Like, does it?
It sucks. It sucks now.
Uh-huh.
Like they have like surcharge times where like you have to pay like $8.50. It's $8.50. I have to pay $8.50 to go to the fucking movies when I'm paying when like the proposition was fucking $9.99 for 30 movies like a month.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? So and they're just like, oh, you can avoid the surcharge times by just picking another day and time to go to the movies. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me just completely rearrange my schedule. No, that's no problem. That's no problem at all. Like what? Oh, it's so easy.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Fuck you.
It like makes you hate the movies. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the fucking movies anymore. God damn it.
Yeah.
AMC though is about to release a similar like subscription service to their theaters. It'll be like $20 a month, but then you get to go see. You only get to see 30 movies, but you get to see like one new one a week or something like that. But if you
Yeah.
go see a movie every week, you make up for
I only
it.
got Regals, dude. I only got Regals.
Yeah, so do we. AMC just bought Carmike. Our Carmike theater here, so it's going to turn into an AMC.
oh
soon.
really?
Yeah, that's AMC now.
Panama City. Dude, let's talk about my own private Idaho.
Your public Arkansas?
No, it's my own private California.
Their public.
Oh,
It's the-
their time-shared Oklahoma.
the publicly owned Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah,
Written by David Byrne.
yeah, starring John Goodman.
Good lord. This is a movie made in 1991.
Came out
when Portland was a shithole.
Apparently.
And now Portland, like, I see pictures of Portland, like, oh, it is nice town.
Everybody was whores. Everybody was whores.
Yeah, they were all whores.
Just driving cars around town, just like,
Yep.
just having sex
Yeah,
and quoting Shakespeare's.
pretty much.
Oh my god. Okay, well, we can start with the beginning of this film, I guess. When narcolepsy in the dictionary, boom, boom, boom. Here you go. This is what this movie.
This is a focal point of the film,
Yeah,
and it will happen again.
This guy's
and again,
sleepy.
this guy's a sleepy guy, our main character.
especially when he's stressed out.
Super sleepy man.
So then it cuts to what's his name, Mike?
Yeah, River Phoenix is Mike. Yeah,
River Phoenix. River Phoenix is Mike. I feel like I don't even like recognize River Phoenix. Like I haven't seen Stand By Me in probably like 15 years. So,
Oh wow. Oh wow. It's been a year and a half for me.
so like when I saw River Phoenix, I was like, I don't know any films I've seen with River Phoenix.
Well, I
Samesies.
don't think I've seen.
I was like, I know that's River Phoenix because I know that he's in this.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of his other movies besides Stand By Me. I know about other movies he's in, like The Mosquito Coast and The Strange Life of James Reardon or whatever the fuck that movie's called, and stuff like that. But who's actually in that movie? The Reardon movie is actually directed by Bob.
Oh,
And the reason that he's in this movie is because River Phoenix recommended him after having worked with him on that movie like 3 or 4 years beforehand.
thanks, River.
Thanks.
At least he's promised me a job.
Yeah. Well, Dennis Hopper apparently was supposed to have the Bob role originally.
Really?
And like it was offered to him and he didn't want to take it unless he was one of the main characters.
As a main character, they literally have a mosh funeral for you.
Yeah. But he wanted to be like Keanu or
I want to be a male prostitute.
yeah. But Dennis Hopper was a crazy guy. He would definitely have done well in a role like that, but he should have just been Bob. I mean, William Reichert did a great job, but
Yeah, well, like he was like the more age appropriate
yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
like that's the thing where it's like
he's like the
calm
father
down,
figure.
Dennis.
Yeah. Whoa.
Also, how old was Dennis Hopper at the time? Because it seems like Dennis Hopper
probably-
was a little young for Bob and a little old for the Keanu role.
In 91, he would have been probably the same age as the guys who played Bob. Because he was like, what?
Sorry, no, go.
Well, think about him in Easy Rider, which is like 69, and then Apocalypse Now, which is like 79. And by the time you see him in Apocalypse Now, he's totally age appropriate. And then this is even 12 years later.
Yes.
Yes. So we we see that guy River Phoenix. he's wearing what? Does it say Mike on his badge? I don't really understand the very beginning. I don't know if it's like a flash to
It's like his internal. It's like his internal.
It's his like dreamscape, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I had that. I had like 3 ideas of what it actually was, and that
It's
was
his-
at the forefront.
It's his like narcoleptic dreamscape and memories put together.
Yeah. Okay. So it's him with like a voiceover, just talking about like how he's been here before and the place seems so familiar and like so unique and like no other part of the road feels like this.
Yeah.
The road looks like a fucked up face.
Yeah.
And that's actually a line that I thought was great and wrote it down, but not till later when he says it again, I actually look back at the road and notice the 2 bushes with
And the horizon.
the horizon and like the street coming down, and I was just like, well, it looks like a psychedelic, like if you're like tripping well, yeah, and we're watching Yellow Submarine, that would be a face.
Yeah. Totally.
So I see what he meant, and I liked it more after seeing what he meant.
Yeah. Once I had the vision.
So that was cool. Anything to add?
Okay, I want to ask Dan what you thought about this movie before we really dig in.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I did not expect the Shakespearean vibe to it.
No, not at all. I didn't.
Goddamn fucking Keanu doing
King Henry the
Keanu
Fourth.
with soliloquies and shit. It's just like it drives a little bit of a nail like into my skull. Like it's a little irksome.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why, man. Because he's just, especially at that age, he was so still, dude. Oh my god, dude! Oh,
I know.
what surfing? Just
And
like
I
I'm
love that
Scott.
part. I love that about it.
My
though.
name's Scott.
Just like this is so interesting, and like
oh
I
my
think
God.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, a lot of money. Like just
I think he does a great job with it. I think the whole
I mean,
point is like that's like the character, but then the words coming out of his mouth aren't like how he would like say things, but it's like made it
No, it was good. No, it was good. It was good. Great movie. It's just I was not expecting it, and it was when you're like you think you're about to drink water or you think you're about to drink Sprite and it's the other one.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it was just like Oh.
I really didn't know what
this
to
is good too.
expect
This is
from this movie.
I didn't either, but it wasn't this. It wasn't. I didn't know what to expect, but it still caught me off guard.
Yeah, it definitely caught me off guard as well. Like everything, the music choices, the fucking magazine sequence.
There were so many different styles in it though, but like I
appreciate it.
I was sucked in, like it was like a vortex. We were all very into it.
Oh, absolutely. It went by
The sex
fast.
scenes are
the
were,
best part.
Oh my
The
god,
best part.
Fucking oh my god, like
Because-
Renaissance paintings, just like live action. They're
Exactly.
there, but they're just posed,
I know.
frozen,
Yeah.
like in these sexual positions, like grabbing people's necks, like like just all
Foot and
mid,
mouth.
just mid position. And it just frozen for like momentarily, and then cutting to another one.
And I thought it would only be that one time.
Best choice in the movie.
I thought it'd only be that one time too, and I was like, wow, so fucking amazing. And then they do it one more time briefly with the girl and Keanu,
was like,
and I was like,
fuck yeah.
oh fuck yes, we get more of this. Like, oh, it's so great.
Yeah,
I love it.
No, like honestly, like thinking back on it, like I'm actually liking it even more and more. Like really now, like thinking back on it. The fucking the guy with the super clean apartment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he dresses up him. It's like a little
My Little Dutch
my
Boy.
little Dutch boy,
My Little
but
Dutch
it's
Boy.
just Donald. It's just Donald Duck.
Oh
It's
my
just
God.
classic Donald
my
Duck, fucking
like-
scrubbing the toilet.
Him like orgasm dancing around though when he's cleaning is the best.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny.
And just like, his on the couch, like just lifting himself up and spreading his feet all around the carpet.
Yeah,
So
like
good.
on the carpet.
He's just like, we're gonna make this room immaculate.
yeah.
He goes, it looks like a mess. Let's clean it up.
Yeah, River Phoenix. So yeah, they walk into this. River Phoenix walks into this John's apartment. And like before he even goes in,
Is the BJ scene is before, right?
That's the first. It like
the BJ scene's right at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
It's like
with
right
the
when it
house
cuts-
falling.
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
In fact, I think the BJ scene's the next scene after the road, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the first introduction to him being in Portland and outside of his like narcoleptic dreamscape. That was like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
establishing his like isolation
Yeah.
and like wandering.
So
nature.
River Phoenix is a prostitute. BT Dubs.
So is Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, so is Keanu Reeves. Just for the listeners' sake, because we can just jump right into that, went from narcolepsy to just little Dutch boy.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Yeah. What?
They
I
are
haven't seen
hookers.
this movie.
that's
Yeah.
And I never will.
Well, this sounds terrible based on what you're saying about it. It's very gay.
But so anyway, one of the dudes that picks up one of the guys that picks up River Phoenix, like when they go into his apartment, he has him put on little booties, little like slippers at the door, so he doesn't make a mess or anything in the apartment. Everything's like perfectly clean, perfectly like fashioned and everything. It's this dude with like bright red hair that's like slightly balding and like combed very back and slicked with pomade and whatnot. Like real white and red Irish looking motherfucker with like a pink. Did he have a pink suit on? Wasn't it like a red or a pink
He
suit?
had pink.
It was some brightly colored.
No, he had
shit.
something pink on. Because I remember being like, oh, not pink.
Yeah,
remember
and it was
not.
just like this beautiful apartment. And like they sit down, and then River Phoenix is
my
like,
God.
this place is a mess, and he's like, oh, yes, and we need to make it immaculate.
Oh my god!
And then River Phoenix just scrubs the shit out of the place while the guy
he's like,
an orgasm.
"Did you know that I was born on 4/4/44?
Yeah.
Then 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16." And he goes into
1
this whole
plus
thing,
6
and
is
then he's just
7.
like,
And seven's the luckiest
seven's my
number.
luckiest number.
Seven's the luckiest of
So
numbers.
like and he's like, you know what that means? And he's like, that's some math. Like
Yeah.
you're just like,
Well, you're really good at
Yeah,
math.
you know your
You
math.
know your math.
But what did he say? It's not just math. It's God. What did he say? He was like, it's not just math. It's
immaculate perfection.
is that it?
Yeah. He says it's not math, it's immaculate perfection. And then after that he's like, we're gonna make this room immaculate.
Yeah.
He loves that word.
Well, he likes things to be very neat and clean and orderly.
Yeah, probably.
And then he likes to fuck the shit out of little boys.
Or 21-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Little Dutch
Little
boys.
Dutch boys.
Okay, sorry,
Little
little
Dutch
Dutch
boys.
boys.
Pretty sexy. If Fellini got his hands on River Phoenix.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? Oh my God!
Woo, sexy boy.
That would have been a movie right there, dude.
No, that's a movie.
That's a fucking movie. Unfortunately, Fellini died right around the same time as the movie came out.
Right around the same time River Phoenix died.
Yeah.
Do we have a mystery on our hands?
I don't know who died first now. I've got to look that up.
No, that,
Gotta.
we absolutely
dude.
have to.
Gotta do it.
So after that scene, it's more of him passing out and just in the street throughout the entire movie. He's just kind of asleep.
I was about to say that's after every scene.
yeah,
In the middle of some.
yeah. But it's the woman in the car picking him up as well.
Grace.
Oh,
Oh, God.
and I'm like, I'm gonna go be a prostitute. Excuse me, Portland? Which way?
How do I get her?
Right all the way across the country. I'll go.
River Phoenix just straight up like, oh man, girls never pick me up.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, pretty girls never pick me up. It's always dudes or some shit like that.
So many
Just like,
dudes.
all right.
Yeah, and then that's where you think that the characters are meeting Keanu and this other guy who's not in the movie ever again, for the first time. But it seems to be that I don't know if their relationship grows fast and it doesn't show
No.
it on screen, or they just know each other.
They know each other.
Yeah,
They know
that's
They
what I
know
thought.
each other. Yeah.
For sure. Because he goes when he passes out, he's like, this happens every time, and he takes him outside and gives him his coat, and he's known him for years, or because they go over the math later on in the movie. He's like, how long have I been here? And he's like, well, we met 3.5 or 4.5 years ago, so you've been doing it for 4 years.
For how long have I been on this crusade on the streets?
Yeah.
How long have I been like, fuck you, dude? No, man. How long have I been on this crusade before I get my giant fucking inheritance? And
But that's the
fuck
point.
off?
That's the point. You're supposed to be like, oh, well, fuck off, dude. He's like King Henry V, and his father's King Henry IV, and he's just like slumming it, trying to be this
He's the
counterculture
prince
person.
before he gets his inheritance and
Yeah,
rightful
and he's an asshole,
passage.
okay? But he ends up being a good king eventually, but they don't get into that because King Henry V is way after what happens at the end.
Also, I don't know this plot. After reading about the movie, after seeing the movie, I realized that there's a lot of this film that I'm probably not going to ever fully understand because I don't give a fuck about reading Henry IV or whatever.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in reading more Shakespeare than what I've already read by Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I've gotten the classics down. I don't really care about reading his tetralogy of
Now,
King Henry.
if I'm in a class,
the
an acting
monarchy.
class, and someone's teaching me and hey, we're doing this, I'm game. But on my own,
Yeah, because he wrote King Henry IV Part 1, King Henry IV Part 2, King Henry V, King Henry VI Part 1, King Henry VI Part 2, and King Henry VI Part 3. So it's a whole fucking series.
it's like Zeppelin albums.
Yeah, it's like Rick Wakeman, and it's just
What do we call this one?
Because the King Henry VI came out first, and then the other ones were prequels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just call it
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Just call it Halloween H2O.
Yeah, this is Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Just call it Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
What do we call it? Jason X.
It's the wrong one. We're watching the wrong one. I wanted to watch the old one.
So I also felt a little bit of vibe of it was like Women in Love, but they just went ahead and took out the women.
I made that comment in the middle of the movie. Do you remember
During the campfire scene?
I don't remember what scene it was. I was just like, this is this is like Women in Love. This is the same shit.
It's similar, but man, Women in Love really the romance is on even. The aggressive romance is on very hard in that movie.
Yeah. Well, in
Yeah.
this movie, it's pretty. I think I found it pretty obvious that Keanu's not gay in the traditional sense. He always
He's just gay for pay.
he's gay for pay, but So it's like,
Well, he's not even really. He's like a very free spirit in this film. He's literally just doing anything that he fucking wants.
yeah, he does what he wants.
And he like kind of just does it to get his
But he-
kicks.
I love
But he-
their prank on Bob. I love their prank on Bob where they hit him with baseball bats.
Okay, when Bob and his crew
That's a
had
great scene.
guns, they literally had guns, and they come up and
Yes.
beat them with baseball bats, and they just run away. And I was like, wait a minute.
But the prank was because he knew that they were going to be like cowardly when they were like faced with like an opposition, and then to confront him later and be like, eventually reveal like, oh yeah, we took your money, but like he knew he was going to run away cowardly, and then like brag about it later, like we took on 11 guys, you know, and that whole sequence is my like one of my favorite in the whole movie. Just like them picking on him and all of the Shakespearean stuff and the way that they're telling the stories, and then William Riker Bob giving those speeches in iambic pentameter and stuff, and I really like I could follow what they were saying. It was like, oh, this is how Shakespeare's supposed to be done. Like, it felt good watching it.
yeah, it was.
I did enjoy it.
There's so many different aspects of this film that I really enjoyed. I really don't know how to pin down my favorite part because, like, literally the magazine scene, the rooftop scene, like, there's so many fucking good parts that I absolutely fucking love.
Yeah,
And like, there's hilarious parts and there's very
serious parts.
very fucking serious and
like
deep
the trailer
parts.
when he goes to see
And
his
then there's
brother
just
father.
super artistic.
Oh yeah, the whole thing
moments.
is super
Like,
artistic.
It's just so fucking awesome. It's fan fucking tastic.
And a lot of it is improvisation. Like Gus Van Sant like encouraged River Phoenix and Keanu to be like to like mold the roles themselves.
Yeah.
Like apparently the Mike character was very like stoic and cold and like kind of dead inside until River Phoenix got it, and he added all of this dimension to it, and it was like his contribution was like really like making that character feel more alive.
Yeah.
So that was Keanu's choice to pull on River Phoenix's nipple hair.
Yeah,
When the people showed up at the homeless house.
I'm sure it was. They were like
Oh, yeah,
they were
yeah,
like
okay.
best friends.
I'm sure.
Keanu Reeves
Tug that.
Keanu Reeves literally drove the script from Canada to Gainesville on a motorcycle because River Phoenix's agent wouldn't give him the script. Like when Gus Van Sant was like, "I want you to be in this movie."
Yeah. It's so funny. Like,
Yeah.
literally would not show him the script. And Keanu's like, I got to take care of this.
You're like, you got to be in this movie with me, bro. You got to be in this movie. I think he got it on his recommendation too. Like
You're
Keanu's
beautiful.
like, Gus, you got to get River. Gus,
Yeah.
you got to get River. And yeah, which is crazy that he did a Canada to Gainesville, where Dan is located right now.
yeah,
Motorcycle
that's
ride.
Keanu, dude. He's the one.
He is the one. He's the fucking badass. Like he's gone through Navy SEAL training. He's gone through all kinds of different military training and exercises and like certifications to like be able to do all his own stunts and stuff.
And isn't he also just like a really sweet, like charitable guy?
He's supposed to be the nicest person. The nicest. Well, he had a really fucking hard life. Because River Phoenix died in 92, 93. So not too long after this movie came out. And that was like his best friend. And then his like longtime girlfriend of like years and years and years had a miscarriage. And they lost their baby. And then that like sent them into depression. And they started like, there was like a rift that grew between them. And within 6 months of her having that miscarriage, she got hit by a car and killed. And it was like his lifetime love. Yeah. And he's never been with anyone seriously since. Like, there's been no like long-term relationships for him, but he's the nicest fucking dude. He's just had a very sad, like,
If anyone would like to
Time with
know,
things.
It's like he's waiting for an actual John Wick moment or some shit where he gets to go battle demons to save her.
you killed
Or
my
some shit.
River
Constantine,
Phoenix.
man. I mean, he literally had.
Constantine, whatever.
If you like look up his Wikipedia,
Oh, John Wick is the dog, right? He's going for a dog.
well, the
John
dog
Wick.
gets killed and then he gets revenge because the dog was a
Okay.
stand-in for his now dead wife, which he can
Okay.
commiserate with because he essentially lost his wife in real life.
in Constantine.
Well,
In real life. No.
right.
John Wick, Keanu Reeves also has had like several stalker incidents where women have stalked him, and one of them broke into his house and was waiting for him when he showed up.
I swear, fuck you.
Yeah, and she had like a knife, and she was like, it's so nice to meet you. And she's like in his living room, and he like,
It's like, Kia!
he like calmly diffused the situation, got the police there, just talked to her calmly, gave her an autograph, and didn't press charges.
Excuse me.
This is like
You must be in the
nicest
wrong
guy.
place.
Eli Roth made a movie with Keanu Reeves called Knock Knock. That's based on that.
Okay, I think it's
She throws the knife at him, and he just tries to do a Matrix dodge and just sinks right in his shoulder.
oh, bitch.
Oh shit! It didn't work.
Oh no!
The fact that Keanu Reeves smokes cigarettes is the funniest thing to me.
He's the, like-
he literally like is so fucking fit, does all this crazy shit, and smokes cigarettes. There's a fucking picture of him online.
Yeah.
Of him wearing like a trucker hat and sweatpants and just like smoking a cigarette and drinking a protein shake. I'm like, that's my Keanu.
That's Keanu, man. He's been around since like the
Stone Age.
1400s. So have you seen those memes of just like people
Yes.
going back in the paintings and they're just being like, that looks exactly like Keanu Reeves, and it does.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. You literally pulled a Bill and Ted.
Yeah, he's just going back in time.
So River Phoenix died on October 31st, 1993. So Halloween death.
Damn.
Just to let everyone know.
Outside Johnny Depp's club.
Yeah. Thanks, Johnny Depp.
Thanks, Johnny
Johnny
Depp.
Depp.
I'm John Depp.
My name's John Depp, and I beat women.
Let's talk about Hans.
Okay.
Oh.
Udo Kier.
Let's talk about Ada.
He sells
Kier.
auto parts.
Autopots.
So him first coming around to pick up River Phoenix is he's just waking up in this neighborhood, because he has gone through the whole listening to the shell and hearing the ocean. That's actually a great part. I was like, oh, he can hear the ocean, okay. And then like she listened to it and she can't hear it. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, and he like buttons his.
actually
So this is the scene towards the beginning when we first meet Keanu Reeves and stuff, and it's with Grace Zabriskie, and he starts buttoning his shirt up in this scene because it's unbuttoned, and he's got the shell, and she comes in and takes it, and is like flirting with it and puts it up to her ear, and he buttons his shirt up like it's like closing off. Like I felt it. I was like, oh shit, he's not comfortable. And then she like buttons up her and crosses her gown, like, and calls him out, and then he starts to unbutton it again.
He,
It's like
sees her
real
and he's like,
subtle. Yeah, and then she takes her thing off and gets close to him, and then he just like goes into a narcoleptic.
He's such a dopey
panic.
character, and I love it.
He really is. It's just when he go because he has like a little seize first, and then he goes into he fucking passes out
almost every time.
Yeah.
But she freaks out, and then
And-
Keanu takes him outside and just like leaves him on the ground with his jacket,
No,
and it's just like
it's like the worst thing for a fucking prostitute like to have narcolepsy, 'cause then it's just
stress-induced narcolepsy. Yeah.
Yeah, just every single time, like, oh well, this whore's dead. I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty much. It's just like, oh no.
It's such a terrible condition to have as a prostitute, because you're just going to
Yeah.
freak everyone out, and they might just get rid of your body.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it'd just be like, oh fuck, I don't want anyone to know about this.
You
I don't
were,
want anyone to know it was with a prostitute, let
not
alone
gonna
one
have-
who died.
and you were not going to have repeat customers except for people that you do not want to have as repeat customers.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's super sweet. Sometimes he just passes out.
But doesn't he mention that to Keanu at some point later on? He's like, "Do you do something to me when I'm?" Oh, it was to Hans. He's like,
Yeah.
Would you do something to me while I was sleeping?
Yeah. He's like, no, I wouldn't do anything. You know what you're talking about? I love when Hans.
Oh
is-
no, he's talking to Keanu.
That was to Keanu, right? You don't
Yeah.
mess with me when I'm sleeping, right? It's like,
Yeah.
He's like,
He's
no.
like, you think I would sell your body while you were sleeping?
Yeah, it's so funny.
I love it.
I love the hotel scene where they're with
Udo
Hans,
Kier. Yeah.
and just the beginning where River Phoenix is in the bathtub, and Hans knocks on the door, and he's like, "I'm so excited," and River Phoenix is just like, "Well, I just got in here, okay?
Yeah.
Wait your turn." So funny.
And then he's like, "Well, what do you want for dinner? We have room service." And he's like, Room service.
Room
Sorry.
service.
I want 4 orders of French fries with ketchup, and that's it.
And a large Coke.
And a large Coke. Yeah.
Okay, so I have
So that's 4 portions of French fries and a large Coke.
It's like
Is that all, Mike?
It's exactly it.
And then him doing that rendition, his own music, which is literally credited.
Yeah.
Like
that's actually
it's
Udo Kier's
actually
cabaret.
him singing along to himself, which is fan-fucking-tastic.
And it's something
with
he
the
did.
lamp. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
In real life, he used a flashlight as the mic. That was like part of the routine, and he used it to like light his face. And
Well, I don't even think of it as a.
I mean, that
With
was
the flashlight, it would be more of a microphone, but it didn't even seem like a microphone. It literally just seemed of a weird way for him to make his face like lit
Light
up.
Look
and-
creepy.
Yeah. Well, that was the point of using the flashlight, was to light it up and be creepy. But then I don't know if Udo Kier suggested or Gus Van Sant suggested it, but it's one of the trivia things where they were like, actually use the lamp because it's funnier.
Yeah.
It's way funnier.
Oh my god! And like Keanu's just getting so into it and like hyping him up, and then just turns it off.
And you just see Mike. Well, you see Mike just like starting to fucking like getting ready to go into a fit,
And he turns
then
it off.
Keanu sees that Mike's about to go into a fit, and so he's like, that's good. That's really good, man.
Yeah.
That's great. We love it.
At least I do.
Yeah.
And then right when he turns it
Dope
off,
shit,
Udo
bro.
Kier goes, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, you like it? Oh, you do? Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So one thing we haven't mentioned yet is the traveling in this movie, and like, man, I really didn't expect to go to Italy in this movie.
Nope.
But
A lot I didn't expect from this movie.
I was like, oh, okay, we're in Italy. Are we going back to Portland and we are going back to Portland and Idaho. All right. Like literally that was my first thought when we went to Italy. I was like, are we going back to both of these places?
Yeah.
Or like just Idaho or like
This-
what's going on?
This street rat has traveled more than I have, like hands down.
Yeah.
Like what
and like
the hell?
it like
man?
wakes up in the next city still poor.
Yeah.
It's like when you see your friends on Facebook that are like they seemingly travel, like they're traveling all the time, and you're like, what do you do? You don't have. What do
have
you
a
do?
job?
Do you have a job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you do have a job, how can you have a job? What?
Do you have a
What are your
life?
qualifications?
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do you do? Like, how are you able to afford
Yeah.
this? A lot of times the answer is the same one that Keanu has. My parents are rich and they gave me money.
Yeah.
That's all often the answer.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
But all the transition scenes, like with just the colors, so fucking awesome, so simple and like so effective. It's kind of fucking crazy how
Yeah,
how effective they are.
Yeah. Well, in the whole movie, like if you go to the seed selection, it's just each of the title cards.
Oh, and the music, my god, I fucking love this. Oh, this just home on the range, fucking steel guitar.
America the Beautiful. Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
Arizona. Like same thing. What are you doing?
What
did that
was it?
tone
Stealing
drop,
Arizona? Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona.
The good,
That's what I
the
meant.
Good
I
Nicolas
literally
Cage
just
movie.
said Arizona.
Okay. If you
Yeah.
if you want to get into a good Nicolas Cage movie talk, there are more than you'd think.
Okay, I'm just saying, Raising Arizona is one of them. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We don't have.
Yeah.
We don't have to. We can.
Yeah.
We can.
Moonstruck. Raising Arizona. Bringing Out the Dead. Adaptation.
Vampire's Kiss.
Leaving Las Vegas.
Best movie of all time.
It is funny.
Snake Eyes. Just kidding.
Not that
That
one.
movie's terrible.
Well, it's Brian De Palma,
It's terrible.
but it's bad.
Well, we've watched Brian De Palma films that have been terrible before. Chase, remember?
No. Body Double's not bad, you motherfuckers. It's not a bad movie.
Remember when they dug a grave at the what is it?
At the fucking reservoir.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's still a good movie. Our next series will enlighten you to why that movie's even better than than you'd think.
Okay, well that's not a high bar. So
Oh, fuck both of you.
Hey, I fucked up this whole scene, but I was homaging this other movie.
That is not what that movie's like
I
at
fucked up
all.
this whole movie, but it was homage.
That movie is so entertaining.
It is entertaining.
And
Okay, let's not talk about body
it's well
double.
made.
Let's not talk about body double. So let's get back. Let's get back to Roma.
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 Well, we skipped over a lot.
Well, yeah. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about the traveling aspects of this. Like when River Phoenix is looking for his mother, he's set on this journey to Idaho, where he used to reside. You get all these flashes of like his mother throughout the film, and like different kind of perceptions earlier in the film of like who.
yeah,
she
whenever
is.
he's about
Yeah.
to have a narcoleptic fit, he has flashes of the past.
Yeah,
And then
And time-lapse photography.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, she looks like a sweet woman. And like throughout the film, you keep on looking at like the same clips and like they're revealing kind of like a little more
Each
of the
time.
clips to you each time. But not that it like gets any more like, it doesn't get like fucked up in the clips or anything. But like it's revealing more of this memory and kind of showing more of her as it's revealing more of who she is to you. But it's still kind of just like skewed through her brother's interpretation, or like if it's factual as well,
Wait,
information.
Whose brother?
Father.
Yeah.
Sorry. He
Yeah.
thinks it's his brother though, right?
I mean, it is his brother and his father.
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly,
So it's his
exactly.
brother and his father.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
brother-father
yeah, it's-
situation.
Okay, so
God, it's so
okay,
fucked.
because
It's
that's what I thought.
An incest thing.
But that's what I thought. But like, I was like, nah, I just heard it wrong.
No, because
Man,
that's
nah,
he's
dude.
like telling him about the man she killed, and how that was his actual father and all this stuff. And then he's like, I know that's not true. I know you're my father. And then he's just like, you know too much. And it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like, but that was his brother.
But at the beginning of that scene where they're in the trailer, it's just Keanu being
brother.
like,
Brother.
sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
But I want to say the previous scene to this is the campfire scene, which is like the most pivotal scene in the whole movie, for many
Yeah,
reasons.
that's the women in love scene.
Huh?
Yeah, that's the women in love scene. That's the pivotal women in love scene.
But that's actually the most pivotal scene in the whole movie. River Phoenix insisted that they shoot it last. It was the last scene that they ever shot. River Phoenix rewrote it and pitched it to Van Sant as like, this is the way the scene needs to be directed. This is the way the scene needs to be written. Like, this is what needs to happen in the scene. And Gus Van Sant was like, you know what? You're right.
I wish River Phoenix was still alive. So hard.
Oh, me too. He was the
So
genius.
hard.
And Joaquin is still awesome, but River was, oh my God.
Yeah, if we could get the River Phoenix Joker, dude, like, or like Harley Quinn as River Phoenix and like, you know, Joaquin as Joker.
Brotherly love.
My own private Gotham.
Harley Quinn as River Phoenix.
Harley Quinn as River Phoenix. And Joaquin plays the Joker.
It's the multiverse.
Yeah.
That's a very weird scene that's going on there. Okay, but
It's an acid trip.
yeah, it's a badass trip. It's a really bad one. An interesting one to talk about, but not a fun one to experience.
Hey, what if?
Oh, maybe I should take some acid this weekend.
Get struck by lightning.
Oh my God, that almost actually happened. Fucking lightning. Anyways,
Did he tell you about his harrowing adventure?
Yeah.
I told him about my goddamn panic attack
Let's move on.
because I'm the only one who panicked, apparently. Anyways, the campfire scene is also like Todd Haynes, the filmmaker and he's also a film critic, but like he makes great movies.
Todd Haynes, he made Velvet Goldmine, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
He also made.
I know who this
Safe
motherfucker is.
So, so him and Gus Van Sant are both considered like part of the new queer cinema movement at the same time period that this movie came out. This is considered like a hallmark of the new queer cinema.
Nuclear cinema.
Nuclear. But Todd Haynes told Van Sant, and I agree with this after I read it, that that campfire scene is the most pivotal scene in the whole movie, and the whole movie falls apart without having that scene there, because up until that moment, gayness was treated as something that you paid for, or something that was negative. Like, we have all these people in the diner talking about being raped and assaulted and these like horror stories, and then it's also portrayed as just being like something that's part of prostitution. And Keanu Reeves' character is expressed he's only comfortable with it as long as he's getting paid. And
also the way that River Phoenix conveys it as well, like pretty much as an entire character, like he doesn't seem to feel a lot. And even when he's conveying this like love for Keanu, for Scott, he's like very shy and like kind of like saying it in a blunt way, and like saying that he wants to kiss him, that he loves him.
But there's something very sensitive and like raw
well, like
about
even
it.
Absolutely, like it comes through more. It shines more because he's such a like. You almost don't even like think he's really a homosexual, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of assume up until that point that he's like Keanu, and that they're both like, we'll do it, but that's not our thing.
Yeah.
But like, I think in River Phoenix's performance, you can see even before that like he's not straight.
He literally looks like he's going through the motions.
Yeah.
I think above all, like
That's a good way to put it.
who else does he have in his life besides Keanu?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Not many people that we can see. It seems like he's latched onto Keanu.
He's just falling in love. Like it
He's
doesn't matter
falling
who
in
it
love.
is.
But I mean, but not only is he falling in love, but it's also like he could be falling in love because that's literally the only person he has to rely upon, is this person who's not even really in the situation that he pretends to be in. He's just pretending to be in it, and then like
Yeah. So up until this campfire
off and leaves
scene,
him.
and then that's ultimately what happens. That's what makes it a tragedy. That's what makes the story a tragedy, is the ultimate ending. But that ending wouldn't have the same impact if we didn't have that campfire scene, which was it makes it the most important scene in the whole movie, because in that scene we see him. I mean, he's just like, I just want to kiss you right now. I mean, he's saying things that we've all felt about a romantic partner. But or a like someone we want to have as a romantic partner, and it comes across very like positively. Like, his gayness isn't just something he's ashamed of, and it's also not something that's just meant to be purely negative and serve like a negative purpose in the world. It's just who he is, and it can be lovely and charming, and not for pay. And so Todd Haynes points that out, and it's like, that I think is what makes this like a triumph of queer cinema.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. It's a very important film in the LGBT community. I literally read an article that said GLBT, and I was like, what? I was like, this is a very important film. Keanu wrote it. This is a great film for the GLBT community.
Written by someone, Keanu, not part of it.
Just get the fuck out of here.
Shush, shush.
Please leave.
GLBD.
Shush, shush.
You guys need more Red Bulls?
Apparently, Keanu had a really difficult time filming the like more like physical
homoerotic
scenes.
Yeah,
the homoerotic scene.
Where he had to put Udo Kier's foot in his mouth. Or I think that might have been River Phoenix's mouth, actually. But
yeah,
who knows?
Who knows?
Somebody.
It was one of the two of them. But
Whoa,
like
dude,
that
shit's
scene,
gay.
Ooh, but that's gay.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude, that's just gay.
Wait, I rode from Canada to Gainesville for a gay movie?
Wait, you're telling me the themes are about homosexuality? And
I know kung fu.
Wait, I thought River Phoenix was a woman.
River is beautiful.
it's a beautiful name. What's she like? What is she like?
I'll go to her house right now.
Keanu's too nice to have this conversation.
Yeah, I know, but it's fun.
Oh, it's hilarious.
But yeah, so in the trailer, River Phoenix talking to his brother dad.
Daddy brother.
And
Brother.
literally the guy looks like
Rob.
Beck Bennett.
Yeah, it totally looks like Beck Bennett.
Do you know who Beck Bennett is, Dan? Kyle Mooney's friend who's on SNL.
Yeah.
The guy totally looks like just like a redneck, harder, like sterner version of Beck Bennett.
Yeah. Like an incest version of Beck Bennett.
Yes.
It's so fucking great. Those eyes. Those horrible yellow eyes. Finish it.
Jesus Christ.
That was a Willem Dafoe quote.
The power of Christ compels you.
But the whole reveal that where he's just like, dude, like, no, that's definitely not my dad. I remember you. Well, like, what exactly does he say? He like calls him out pretty much on.
It's like, I know that's not my father. I know who my
Yeah.
father is. He goes, what?
You're my daddy.
I know you're my father. Then you
You're
know
my daddy.
too much.
That's what he says.
Yeah,
That's a quote.
you know.
You're my
too
daddy.
much.
You're my daddy. Wow.
You're my
Wow.
daddy.
Tickle me, baby, God love me.
You're my daddy. Tickle me. That's what my daddy always used to do.
Daddy, daddy, please, please, daddy.
Sandwiches.
Will you be my
sandwiches.
daddy?
Please be
Sandwiches, daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy, would you like some sandwiches? Daddy, would you-
Sandwiches, daddy.
The backwards man.
Anyone with a career in DJ studios, just put a beat to that. What we just did. So that scene's like the pretty much the most like that's like the biggest reveal to be like if you're gonna have like an aspect of a movie that's going to be like a surprise or like a twist or something. Not that it is a twist, but it's that feeling of like, oh fuck, like you're going on this journey with River Phoenix to like find out about his mother and
Just to find her.
It's yeah, exactly. So like along the way of him not finding his mother.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're an incest baby? Well, guess what? Doesn't get better from here.
yeah, exactly. It's him like
It's like a John Mulaney joke.
oh my god. Just the delivery.
Yeah, no, but like,
Gay,
yeah, fucking,
I have AIDS, and I'm new in town.
okay, so
I'd start with I'm
So-
new in town, and it gets worse.
so he goes to see his brother dad,
People
and
pay to see
then
that comedy.
he goes. Where does he go after his brother dad?
He goes to the.
It's not to Rome yet.
No, he
It's-
goes to the next like hotel or something, and that's when they run into Hans.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's where they see Hans, and then they sell him the motorcycle, and then they
Getting pulled over on the motorcycle by the cop.
It's the
that
funniest
scene
shit.
is so good.
He's just rubbing it. He goes, "You
I
like
still-
your motorcycle?"
You like your motorcycle, huh? Well, Indian cop, Native American cop. You like your motorcycle, huh?
Oh, I'm not even talking about the
still gotta
Hans
write-
scene. That's a good
I
scene.
still gotta write you a ticket.
Oh, whoa. No,
What's your name?
No, the River Phoenix Keanu scene on the motorcycle where Keanu just fucking is just like
He's just chilling in River Phoenix, just fucking takes off and
Yeah.
then passes out like at
and,
the
and the
desert.
cop's like, where'd he go to? And he's like, oh, I guess he doesn't like cops too much.
He doesn't like cops too much, apparently. Yeah.
Do you know anything about motorcycles?
He's like,
Give
yeah.
me this scene,
I've
turn over.
I've turned over a few.
Yeah, it was so perfect. Like just how he plays it off. The whole thing with Keanu's character as well in this film is just that he knows he's about to get a fat fucking payday.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm just fucking
Yeah,
off until
nothing
I get
matters.
that, and then I'm
Yeah.
literally changing.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters for Keanu, but everything matters for River Phoenix, and that's
Oh, yeah.
that's like the weird contrast between them.
But also,
It's
but
great.
also, what do you have to fear? It's 1991. It's not like they got the goddamn internet in their
Well,
cars.
they're
How are
both
they gonna know
fucking
that's a
hookers
stolen
who's-
motorcycle?
They're both hookers
Yeah.
who sleep with dudes. So you have AIDS to worry about. You have disease
No.
and
I
poverty.
just meant about the cop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they weren't doing
No,
anything illegal.
obviously there are a lot of other things to worry about.
Poverty's really not-
post like
Even a thing in this, like it's literally they're so poor all the time that they're just traveling the fucking world.
yeah.
Well, because Keanu still has money.
He's like, you want to go find your mom? Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'll bankroll it. But they still
But no,
steal motorcycles and like.
Yeah, no, I think they sold the motorcycle to get the money to buy the plane tickets.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
But then Keanu ended up having money somehow.
Good, I got it.
Huh?
I said, good, I got it.
You got it. You got it.
I followed along.
I thought when Hans got pulled over on the motorcycle, he was going to get arrested for it being stolen. And then it was just way more like erotic and strangely charming. Like, it was a very weird scene. I was just like, what? This is like a funny scene, so I'm glad you kept it in, but like this serves no purpose other than to just be like a weird like interlude between their meeting with Hans and then them flying to Rome.
It's just great to have Germans be into weird sex shit. It's always good. It always works. It always works.
Especially Udo
You know.
Kier, just
Yeah.
like one of the best.
Oh, yeah.
One of the
Well, it's great how
best
he like
German
starts
actors.
off like picking him up and being like, "I'm not trying to do anything," and like you kind of believe him at first. You're just like, "Oh, this is just like her friend. She's just a normal guy," and then like
Oh, he's totally just trying to have
immediately
sex
he's
with
just
him.
like, "Oh, I'm absolutely trying to have sex with you."
Yeah, like definitely.
Udo Kier reminds me of the other guy from... He was an American guy, though, from 90s movies, and he either played a very snooty butler type, or like or he played like a hairdresser, very effeminate gay hairdresser type, and he was... oh, man, I cannot remember his name.
Terrence Stamp, Malcolm McDowell.
No, it's not Malcolm McDowell, definitely
Is it
not.
Terrence Stamp?
Maybe. I'm going to look it up right now and see if Terrence Stamp is the guy I'm thinking of.
In my head, Udo Kier gets mixed up with Terrence Stamp and Malcolm McDowell all the
Because
time.
of Halloween, Malcolm McDowell and
Oh, no, but I...
Udo Kier are both in like Halloween films.
I think so. Yeah.
No, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not the guy I was thinking of, but yes, absolutely a guy I get confused with Udo Kier.
Terrence Stamp, like I always get confused with Udo Kier. Like,
Yeah, no, they're the same guy.
is Terrence
For sure.
Is it Terrence Stamp in Yes Man or is it Udo Kier in Yes Man?
I don't watch. I've not seen that movie in a very long time, and I don't rewatch it because
I think it's Terrence Stamp.
all right.
Uh,
It's not a movie that I attach myself to.
Honestly, I think Yes Man is an incredibly fun, charming, like passive movie to watch.
I like
just
the,
like
I
don't I
like
want to
the
feel good and
bromance
I don't want to pay
aspects.
attention.
Think more jokes on the Jason Segel side could be changed.
Wait, what are you talking
And I don't know. I just don't really care for him in that movie.
On Yes Man?
Oh, I'm thinking of
You think we're forgetting Sarah Marshall?
no, I'm thinking of I
Get
Love
him to
You,
the-
Man.
Of what?
I Love You, Man.
I love you, man.
Yes, Man is a great film.
It's Jim Carrey and like it's I Love You Man's pretty fucking good too.
Sorry, I just wanted to shit on it.
Stop. Those are both good movies. Like good, charming, passive, I don't want to pay attention movies.
Such a good bromance, that Yes Man movie with
Zoe
Zoe
Deschanel
Deschanel and
and
Jim
Jim
Carrey
Carrey.
because they're both
Wait.
bros.
And
Hey,
Bradley
wait, jeez.
Cooper.
you like yes, I was thinking of I Love You, Man. I was thinking of I Love You, Man. Is that what we were just talking about?
Yeah,
I wasn't paying
that's-
attention, but that's what I was thinking
That's
of.
the mistake Alan just made. He
Yeah,
we just came to he goes, "Oh, I was talking about I Love You, Man."
Yeah.
Full circle.
I was looking at pictures of 90s gay hairdresser, and I couldn't find the guy. So sorry. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I'm surprised you couldn't find him. It's gonna be a lot of
Now,
editing to
you
do.
say
Chase.
90s
Have
gay
fun.
hairdresser, and all I think of is Nathan Lane and Robin Williams in The Birdcage.
Beautiful.
Sort of.
They were very gay hairdressers. In that
Yeah,
movie.
sort of.
So stressful.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
That movie
Birdcage.
will just
Yeah.
break up a marriage.
Wait, what?
Birdcage.
What are you talking about?
Man, it gets
Birds, dude. They're
it
loud
gets
as shit. and everybody
intense,
gets pissed. Who's going
man.
to clean the cage?
Yeah.
What?
the birdcage, guys. What are you
birdcage.
fucking talking about? They clearly
Talking about bird
have some
cages. What are
fucking
you talking
problems
about?
in their relationship.
Yes, they were in turmoil, but they were in love, and they had a family.
Wait, War of the Roses?
That'll make a,
you guys
a
talking about
straight
Money
man
Pit?
turn gay.
Are you guys talking about Money Pit?
God damn it, we've been talking about Wall Street this entire time.
This entire time.
This entire time.
Listen, we're talking about my timeshare in Oklahoma, and that's it. Okay.
We've been
My
talking.
timeshare in Oklahoma. My own public timeshare in Oklahoma.
They own it though.
All right. If anybody could follow that and you're still listening.
Keanu laughing during sex in Rome. In the Roma. Let's talk about that. Let's just talk about River Phoenix's love above him, having sex and going, babe.
Oh,
Literally,
your pussy's so tight, dude.
he literally is laughing in a scene, which is interesting. Did you like notice the aspect of like he can't sleep?
Yeah.
Like he like almost reverses the narcolepsy and like he's the
complete
an
opposite.
insomniac in Italy.
He's the complete opposite of River Phoenix. Like literally, he doesn't sleep.
Oh no, I'm talking about River Phoenix in Italy.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't sleep because he's literally just staying up, just staying up and listening to them have sex.
Oh, I did not think about that.
I guess it's not really a narcoleptic thing where he's just like.
But it's the one. It's the one place in the
seems-
movie where he doesn't really have a narcoleptic attack at all.
You know, and he's just like fucking focused on them, just like fucking frustrated. You know,
Yeah. Brokenhearted.
I like seeing him frustrated in this movie. It's very cute.
Keanu's got a little lover, so he's so focused on that rather than Madre.
The Madre seems to be what knocks him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when he's with Grace Zabriskie at the beginning. It's like him remembering his mother, and then
It's always like the homey scenes. Like he gets into somebody's house and like it's like there's something like really like warm, like there's a little cozy nook or something. You know, it's like he sees something that reminds him of his childhood, and then he's like, and here we go.
Yeah.
Takes a little siesta.
Yeah. A long one sometimes.
Well, it's kind of insane. Like he kind of gets closure. Not really. He doesn't get closure at all. I'm saying that he has this kind of traumatic breakdown once he realizes that his mother isn't fucking there and she's left. And like she's
fucked off somewhere else.
She's
Oh yeah,
fucking
he's
gone,
not into
you
that.
know?
Yeah, he doesn't.
And
like
then
it.
that's when he's still in Italy and Keanu's just fucking this girl. It's like, can you fucking imagine?
How shitty that would feel.
That like
Oh, it's the
Keanu, you
worst.
fucking dick.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's the worst.
Yeah,
It's like,
I think I'm gonna take a break for a little while. So we're in Italy. Bye.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck,
like,
man?
sorry we didn't find your mom.
Here's some
I'm
money.
gonna go fuck this
I'm
other girl.
homeless. I'm homeless, so like,
Oh, but when he
Fuck,
takes that
bruh.
when he takes that girl back to America and they're all dressed up, I'm like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, that whole scene. That whole scene in the bar and the.
Well, her just coming out of the car, I was like, oh, that's her? Damn.
Oh damn, she got pretty real fast.
I'm
She
in
looked-
love.
She looked cute.
I'm in
but
love, Mike.
She looked
She
good.
cleans up real nice.
Yeah, she cleans up real nice. So did he. But we all know Keanu cleans up nice.
Yeah, we knew that from the fucking start.
Yeah.
When he's fucking ripping motorcycles in little rooms and fucking, you know that scene where he's like coming in hot into that room and like just like kind of curls around the corner and River Phoenix has already jumped off and like slid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
yeah. Oh my god, that was great. No, that was so cool.
So apparently in that scene and a lot of the other scenes inside the apartment building, that was shot over it was shot in like several different apartment buildings. And so a lot of times they would like walk into a room and then the next shot would be in a different apartment building several days later of them walking
Oh
into that room.
that
And so
fucks you up.
River Phoenix would challenge himself to be, when he walks into a room, he's constantly sneezing, coughing, snapping, or doing some kind of motion. And he'd have to match that motion several days later. And he did it as a challenge to himself.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And if he fucked up, as a fuck you to the editor.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a lot of
huge fuck
strange
you.
movements in this movie. Like,
It's fucking great. And
Dude,
like he apparently like nailed it because like it's edited
he's
together well. You
incredible.
you can't tell that it's shot in several different rooms. In
Dude,
different places on different days.
The editor just comes up to him and he's just like, ha, that's really cool. Yeah, no, that's a good game. That's fun. That's good. Can you not get the fuck off?
How about you not do that?
it's so funny. Yeah, that's literally a challenge to the editor, if anyone. It's the director's like, yeah, let's try it.
Oh my God, that's so great. That's so inventive. What do you think, Phil? Yeah, great.
We've talked about Bob a little bit, but Bob's kind of who introduces the Shakespearean aspect of the film. Like, it really kind of kicks off
with Bob,
with him entering into their lives.
Because what's funny is it goes like once we are introduced to Keanu at Grace Brisky's, and River Phoenix wakes up the next day and meets Udo Kier, and then we come to and there he comes to and he's in Portland with Keanu, and he's like, Hans drove us here, and they're in that diner. That whole sequence feels like almost like those are real street.
Oh yeah,
and they're
when
like,
the guy's talking about the big black cock on his first date.
Yeah, and then he didn't hook for another year after that.
That was like real. That seemed like it was out of Slackers.
It felt like a realistic conversation.
No, I was wondering if that was. Does anybody know if that?
I think one of them was scripted and one of them was real.
That one probably.
I think it was
that one seemed very real.
The one where the guy was talking about dropping the money out the window, like that seemed
real. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that one was real and the other one was scripted, but they're both good.
Yeah, if like that wasn't real, that guy probably should have gotten the lead role.
Yeah, it was too fucking good. Really.
Pretty sure it was real. And then because we don't see him again and we see the other guy again in the movie.
Yeah.
And I know that there were real street hustlers in this movie because I was reading about the trivia today, and they like not a lot, but like several of the people featured in the film, if they aren't Flea or fucking Brian Wilson, who's also in this movie, then they're like real.
Who was Brian Wilson in this movie?
He was the hotel clerk or one of the hotel clerks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And Gus Van Sant was like a bellhop. Did you see him? Did you spot the Gus?
No.
When they're like
he's
getting
the
in a
bellhop
room,
with the ponytail.
There's like he's got a little fucking frilly, like a little lip ponytail.
Yeah, he's like, he kind of looks like Crispin Glover standing behind the hotel like clerk.
Yeah.
Just
I was like, oh, spotted Gus.
Because for a second I was like, that looks like a young Crispin Glover, and then you're like, oh, that's Gus Van Sant. And I'm like, oh, that is Gus Van Sant. He just looks way different now, but like he looks similar.
He looks so the same.
He looks so
Gus
the same.
Van Sant's
like
fucking like ripped too. Like he like went through like a ripped phase, and like he's still kind of like. I don't know. He's a badass.
He's an incredibly badass, like neat person.
He's a meat man.
He's a meat man. Now, he did a Psycho remake. He did the Psycho remake with Vince Vaughn, and it's literally shot for shot, no different. he did it as an experiment. It's an experimental film. He was like, I'm gonna do a shot for shot remake. Only I'm gonna do it in color, and I'm gonna use a different cast.
Do it with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, and Anne Hesh. Anne Hesh is notoriously a fucking crazy person. So, like, wild.
Yeah.
So, it's not as good. And he did a Mark Maron interview talking about, like, why it didn't work. And he's like, but I'm glad I did it because it was like no one had ever done that before. And and it was an experiment. I wanted to see if you could recreate a movie shot for shot.
2019. Someone needs to do it. Rob Zombie, Psycho.
Remake, shot for shot, no different. Every edit is the same.
He is coming out with a new movie with that same guy who was in his last couple films. The guy who looks like he would make a great Joker. What's that?
He's doing a sequel to The Devil's Rejects.
Like Robert Gleason.
Robert Zombie?
He is a fucking amazing man. I don't know his name.
I don't have a problem with Rob Zombie movies. I think Rob Zombie
makes
it's fun fucking movies. Like,
I think it's fun.
I think they're fun. They're fun little horror films.
Good time.
They're good.
Not all of them are, as good as some of his other ones, but
But like, I like the Halloween remakes, and I like House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, and I haven't seen his last couple movies, and I heard his last one is terrible, but I don't know. I don't have a problem with that guy. That guy just has been fucking metal.
Gus
from
Van
the
Sant and
beginning.
Rob Zombie are like the same people, so
Yeah, they're on the same level. No, Gus Van Sant's incredible.
Wow, this is great content.
He-
We are going off the goddamn rails.
Yeah, because this movie isn't a coming of age film.
Okay, let's talk about that.
That is an important thing to bring up.
That's something that we need to bring up with the finale of the coming of age films that we have done this month. Literally the movie ended, and I was like, oh, I literally wrote down formative years, but is it coming of age? I was like, this happens during the years that would form you as a person and make you be the person you are for the rest of your life, unless you really had a shitty life and then you became some humbled fucking master by the end of it or something. But
Well, you became Keanu Reeves.
It's just like, yeah, you're just some fucking sociopath who can just switch.
Yeah.
But it's not like it isn't a movie that feels to fit the genre, despite it being credited everywhere as a coming of age movie.
Yeah. It is strange. What do you think, Dan?
I mean, there wasn't really growth. There was just kind of trauma. Like there wasn't.
There's trauma in it, but it was stagnant. Like it was like keeping him down to the same part of life that he's always been in. It just like kind of was.
He kind of gains like maybe a deeper understanding of himself. Maybe
It didn't.
but,
It didn't seem
that's
like
not,
it
well,
through his character.
I mean, I think he
and that
learns
wasn't
not
the
to
point of
like
the movie.
crush on
Yeah.
pretty rich boys, but like, I don't know.
Like it was more like a character study and like a slice of life movie than it was.
It was very yes.
yeah
Very
than it was
interesting in that regard, but not like there wasn't a lot of insight. There wasn't wisdom gain. There wasn't
Yeah.
like he didn't.
And it doesn't
I
need to
didn't
be.
feel he grew.
Yeah.
didn't
There doesn't
learn
need to be
anything.
at all. It's just interesting to put it through that filter of coming of age. Like we literally all went into this movie thinking that it was more so going to be that coming of age movie.
yeah.
Just like Empire of the Sun, we thought it was going to be like that, and literally just a child goes insane.
yeah, the story of a child losing its mind.
And then it's just like a slice of life, and like that's fucking great.
That's how I would
It was just
classify that.
odd.
But at the
It
same
was
time,
odd watching
aren't-
it through that filter.
But at the same time, aren't there a lot of people who like don't really ever grow up, and they don't really grow. They don't really have a coming of age journey themselves, and like they're just they kind
go
of just
through the
retain
motions.
Yeah, they go through the motions, and they kind of just retain the same shitty attitude and just like kind of self-centered attitude and shit of a child.
I mean,
and, like,
yeah.
never really
Which
mature.
Gus Van
And
Sant's
so-
a very experimental man as well. So like in that aspect, maybe this is his coming of age film. Like
I mean, this is definitely like, but that's still slice of life. I feel like instead of coming of age,
Yeah,
because,
exactly.
Like ultimately, at the end, it's like, yeah, there are people who go through life and they hit a certain point and then their development becomes arrested. They literally go through an arrested development for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
Where they don't grow anymore, and like that happens to people often in these formative years where they don't really grow up, they don't really learn anything else. They get just kind of they've hit their peak of like who they're going to be, and that's who they are.
plateau.
Yeah. Whereas like when you look at Keanu Reeves' character, I wouldn't say he comes of age either, but he kind of does, and that was like but it was like his intentional journey. Like he intended to just like do whatever the fuck he wanted till his father died or till he hit a certain age, and then he was just gonna revert back to who he was.
Yeah,
quote
Yeah,
unquote,
he
supposed to be.
Sociopathic
like
coming
had
of
a
age.
grand
Yeah.
he had a grand coming of
Exactly.
age journey that didn't matter what the fuck happened in it,
Well,
because the
it was
end
like-
result would be the same.
Exactly. Like he knew he had the plan from the very beginning, and like while Keanu Reeves comes of age in this film, the movie's not about Keanu Reeves, it's about River Phoenix's character. It's about Mike and his
Yeah.
journey, and then Mike doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't learn anything new, and he doesn't. It's so hard to classify this in my mind as a coming of age film.
Yeah, I've been just trying. I really
reconcile
don't think
that.
it is, but like so many, it's credited so many places as a coming of age film, and
so
I just
was
wonder. I
Empire
just
of the
wonder
Sun.
why. I really wonder why.
What'd you say, Dan?
Empire of the
I
Sun.
said so
It
was
as
Empire
well.
of the Sun.
Yeah, I mean Empire of the Sun even more so. It was a higher up on the lists You know, like when you go look at it, it's like
and it's like even more skewed. Like what? Like what?
Yeah, because that like and then we talked about go listen to that episode, but like that movie falls more into the tropes of a coming of age movie that has like way more of the tropes, and then it just is about a child who loses its goddamn mind. It's just like the journey of a child not learning anything but going insane.
Yeah,
learning too much about humanity.
John Williams and Steven Spielberg.
You know too
like,
much.
Fucking high fiving over it.
You know too much. Yeah, I mean,
they're like Eiffel Tower. Christian Bale. Like,
yeah. So I mean, it's like what they did with the Indiana Jones movies and Indiana Jones himself. Squeal, piggy.
So we're like 2 for 4 on coming of age movies that were actual coming of age movies.
Well, Empire served a good purpose because it is technically a coming of age film. It is technically classified as that, but it's not really, you know, because of like the ultimate outcome or the implications of the outcome of the ending. Even though you can still classify it as that though, because so many more of the tropes are there. It just like ultimately that movie ends in a place where like he didn't really come of age, he just like became insane.
Yeah, like the ending of the movie just makes you what the fuck.
Yeah, and I think that's like it's, and we're gonna do this in our next series. It's important to have a film that like people consider to be part of the genre, but is actually genre bending, breaking, or just not even part of it.
Ignore.
Like ultimately, like,
ignorant.
Yeah, yeah. Like, but like people still consider it to be part of that. So like, and that's definitely going to be part of our next series. But I think that's important to have in this series is like, here's coming of age film. Here's a classic coming of age film.
Here's a film that's classified as coming of age, and we'll tell you why it's not.
Yeah, and then we accidentally stumbled on a movie that is actually not coming of age.
It's fantastic
at all. It's one of the best movies we've seen on the podcast, and it is just not it does not fall into the theme at all. Yeah. I would classify this as slice of life. I would classify this as avant-garde. I would classify this as new queer cinema. I would classify this as in 100 other themes we could come up with, but it is not a coming of age movie.
No.
Why don't you just put it into a bunch of little boxes, Chase? Why don't you just let it be free?
Little boxes on the hillside, little
no, that's
Made a tiki-taki.
I never finished Weeds. My friends really tell me I gotta watch Weeds, man, but
no one needs to watch it.
It's not 2006.
Yeah, we have evolved. That show does not need to be viewed anymore.
Okay, Jingle Bell Shoes. Remember Jingle Bell Shoes, guys?
Yes,
Jingle
I
Bell
do.
Shoes. Let's all do some honorary
Jingle bell,
mentions real
jingle
quick,
bell,
and let's wrap this up.
jingle bell ride.
So we gotta talk about Mosh Pit Funeral while other funeral is happening, where everyone's going bop 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 bop. And literally just fucking Flea is moshing, and you're just like, Flea's in this movie. What?
It was funny because Rob was like,
Is that Flea?
Is that Flea? And then I like had the cast pulled up and I looked down. I was like, that actually is Flea. That's actually Flea. And we were like, what?
And then I looked at Flea's IMDb, and I'm like, Flea's in a shit ton of movies.
Yeah, he's so many movies.
God damn. So that's weird.
Gus Van Sant said Flea was the only actor who fully committed.
What'd you say?
Worst location for a line of coke off of Bob's boot. Like, why are you doing coke off of Bob's boot, man? Like, why? It's a bad spot. It's a bad spot.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
I don't remember that scene.
Yeah, River Phoenix steals the coke from Bob. Like when Bob's asleep, when they first like go into the house.
That's right.
And then and they're just doing it like off his boot, and then he kicks the boot, and it's supposed to coke everywhere.
And Bob, the way he dies, was just like, God. God.
Like the way the last time he said God, and it was like he realized he was dying, and he's like God, like he's annoyed, and then he's just like God, like
It's like he's literally talking to God.
God, like he goes from just like using it as like the expletive and just being like to being, oh shit, I'm literally looking at God, and then he dies.
Strange.
It's from Shakespeare.
Fuck
it's
you,
the
Billy
end of
Shakes.
King Henry the Fourth.
That isn't the music that Willie Shakespeare used to make.
That's not what that music sounded like.
So we end this movie on "Have a Nice Day," and that's what. Gus, what are you doing to me?
It's because that line that Keanu has. He's my mom asked me where I was going. I said wherever I want, whatever I want. Have a nice day.
Well, no, it's also because River Phoenix says the fucked up face. The road looks like a fucked up face. Looks like have a nice day or some shit.
Yeah, well, it's both of those lines. But the tagline for the movie on the poster is whatever I want, wherever I want. Have a nice day. And it's that line.
Dan, it's the tagline.
I'm sorry.
Tagline.
I didn't know. I
the
didn't read the
poster.
poster.
Yeah, neither did
I didn't read the poster.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I masturbated all over the poster, but I didn't read the poster.
I came on the poster. I was hard as nails, and I came
Chase
on the
Cummins.
poster.
Chase Cummins. The
Cummins
poster,
the poster.
But didn't read it.
Fuck off. What are you, my high school bully?
And I racked my brain about what the movie meant, and then I said it's not coming of age, so who cares? JK, LOL.
But it may not be a coming of age movie, but it's a fantastic movie.
Fan-fucking-tastic movie. Loved it.
It's really
so
good.
artistic.
Sex scenes, Renaissance paintings, still people. Oh my god, see it. It's really good.
Yeah, it's great.
Everyone watch this film. It's a fantastic film. We loved it. River Phoenix, I don't know that many other films, but I guarantee I'm going to watch all of them now because
Yeah.
you don't have that many.
There's a handful.
So I'm going to watch them all because
He ain't making more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
he
you have a
stopped.
new album out?
He's still dropping movies like Tupac's dropping albums.
All right, have a nice day.
Have a nice day. We love you so
Have a
much.
nice day. We
We're
love
going to
you.
get off the cast. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Follow us on the bullshit. Have a nice day.
Bye.